Welcome to Synagogues of Florida, Part 8. In this episode, we look at 6 cities: Sebring, Bradenton, Sarasota, Venice, Port Charlotte, and Northport. We'll call this the central southwest part of the state. We'll begin with a look at Sebring. Sebring is isolated from the other 5 cities and is more in the south central area. It is a small city in Highlands County with about a population of a little over 10,000 and is nicknamed the City on the Circle. This is Temple Israel of Highlands County. It is affiliated with Union for Reform Judaism. There is no rabbi as spiritual leader, but Rizal Bain is employed as the cantor. The congregation came into existence in 1925. This building was dedicated in 1987. Shabbat services are held every other Friday evening. And now on to our next city, Bradenton, which has a handful of synagogues. The sign reads that we are looking at Temple Bethel. It is located on the grounds of a property that is owned by a Unity church, but it has its own distinct building. It is a Reform synagogue. Its spiritual leader has recently become Rabbi Michael Sternfield. The congregation began in 1974. Services are held both Friday evenings and Saturday mornings for Shabbat. But let's skip over now to our next synagogue location in Bradenton. The sign reads that this is the Chabad Jewish Center of Bradenton and Lakewood Ranch. This really does appear to be out in farm country, as you will shortly see. The Chabad House has been serving the Manatee County area for more than 8 years. Chabad's programs include Friday night dinners, a weekly Shabbat service, holiday celebrations, women's programs, bar and bat mitzvah training, adult education classes, a Camp Gan Israel for the young ones, and a Hebrew school. We can't give you a street view because it is inset from the main road, but here you see an overhead shot. Its director is Rabbi Menachem Bukiet. There is a third synagogue in Bradenton, but we can't show it to you. We can only talk about it. That's because it uses the social center of an apartment complex when it has services. It is called Congregation Ner Tamid. It began in 2005 and has Shabbat services on once a month on Friday evenings, as well on special occasions. It identifies itself as an unaffiliated congregation and has about 100 members. It does not have an official spiritual leader, but Rabbi Barbara Aiello is their rabbinic advisor. And now we turn to Sarasota. You're looking at the sign for the preschool for the Chabad Lubavitch of Sarasota and Manatee counties. Rabbi Chaim Steinmetz is its director. Besides the premises having a mikveh and the expected Shabbat services, this Lubavitch Orthodox congregation has daily morning minyanim and a night service on Monday evenings. The Saturday morning Shabbat service is always followed by an oneg luncheon. We hop over to Temple Beth Shalom. It is a conservative egalitarian synagogue. Services for this congregation were first conducted in 1926. Sarasota became famous for being the winter home of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. John Ringling gave a substantial donation in 1927 to help build their first synagogue structure. A synagogue building was erected at this location in the 1950s. Significant additional building space was added over the years. Today, the congregation boasts over 750 member families. On its campus is also the Goldie Feldman Academy. It is a private Jewish day school dedicated to educating and nurturing children from preschool to 8th grade. Overseeing the spiritual needs of this large congregation is Rabbi Michael Werbau. Besides Shabbat services, there is also a daily morning minyan. Our next stop is Temple Emmanuel. Brenner J. Glickman is its rabbi, and it is a member of Union of Reform Judaism. Services for Shabbat are held on Friday evenings. The congregation was founded in March of 1956. This building was erected in 1961. One renovation was done in 2000 and a more significant one in 2014. We are looking here at the sign for Temple Sinai. It is also a member of Union for Reform Judaism. We'll give you an idea of the path one must travel from the sign to the building. The congregation began in 1991 renting space at the local Jewish Community Center. By 1992, with 300 families in tow, it acquired a former church complex and made it its first official home. It moved to this building in 2005. The second rabbi it had hired, Jeffrey Hunting, recently completed 23 years of service to the congregation and retired. There are both Friday evening and Saturday morning Shabbat services. There is another synagogue that we can't show you but can discuss. It is Congregation Kol HaNeshama, a Reconstructionist synagogue. The congregation has been employing the same student rabbi for the past 5 years while she undertakes an ordination program. The congregation alternates Shabbat services so that one week it is on a Friday night and then the following week it is on a Saturday morning. And guess what? Sarasota has a JCC, or Jewish Community Center. In 1959, Articles of Incorporation were signed and a charter was granted for the Sarasota Jewish Community Council. In 1980, it was changed to the Sarasota Jewish Federation, and it was amended in 1982 to include Manatee County. In case you don't think we can show you what it looks like inside the campus, here we go. For a change, we'll let the camera do the talking. And although we're enjoying the view, it's time now to leave Sarasota and take a look at the Venice, Florida. This is the Jewish Center of Venice. Rabbi Harold Kamenker is its spiritual leader. The congregation is independent without affiliation to any formal Jewish organization. Shabbat services are held on Friday evenings. This is about all the information that they prefer to provide, so on to our next city. Port Charlotte is part of Charlotte County in Florida and has a little over 54,000 residents. Its neighbors are Punta Gorda and North Point. It is also home to Temple Shalom, affiliated with the Union for Reform Judaism. Rabbi Solomon Agin has been their spiritual leader since 2003. The congregation began in 1962. Services for Shabbat are held on Friday evenings. And now we've moved over to the last synagogue on our list. And I know what you're thinking. This still looks like the synagogue that we've been viewing in Port Charlotte. And you are correct. The last synagogue that we would like to show you is Temple Beth El, but they seem to move around a bit. They had previously been listed in Punta Gorda, but now are in Northport, the town that is just to the north of Port Charlotte. There does not appear to be a spiritual leader, but rather services are conducted by lay leaders. Shabbat services are on Saturday mornings only in rented office space. The congregation began in 1977. This concludes our trip that visits these 6 cities in the southwest central portion of the state of Florida. Lots more synagogues to come. Bye for now. Hope to see you real soon.